guys, welcome back to Design Cafe by Jag. In today's video, we're going to be talking about how to make your kitchen look luxurious. This is the channel where we talk home styling, but on a budget. Yes, you don't have to break the bank or spend thousands to make your kitchen look high-end. So come on, let's talk design. Tip number one, the first thing we're going to talk about is upgrading your hardware. One of the easiest ways to elevate your kitchen is upgrading your hardware. Swap out those old knobs and pulls for sleek, modern, and gold finished one. You'll be amazed of how much of a difference that makes. So choosing the right hardware is extremely important. You have to know what style of kitchen you have. Is your kitchen more contemporary? Is your kitchen farmhouse modern? Is your kitchen modern? Is your kitchen more of a traditional style kitchen? By you knowing the style of your kitchen, it will help you and give you a guide on what type of knobs and pulls you would require in your kitchen to make your kitchen work. If you're going with a modern, minimalistic, try matte black or a brushed nickel finish for a classic and timeless touch to your hardware. Gold and brass hardware works beautifully, but they may not be as classic as you would want them to be. If you're a person that follows trends, then gold and brass would work beautiful for you. But if you're a person that don't follow trends and want to be more on the safe side, I would say go with the black or brushed nickel finishes. The next tip I would talk about, and I have mentioned this several times, is adding under-counter lighting into your space. Whether you're living in a home or an apartment, adding under-counter light is very easy these days, and it's very, very affordable. This is my apartment, and as you can see in my background, I have under-counter lighting that I have. Before having under-counter lighting, my space looked very boring, dark, and uninteresting. So add on the counter lighting. Don't space them out too far. I would say put about 24 inches max between each light so that your space can be evenly lit and the lighting will look extremely balanced. This will definitely uplift your space and make your space look more luxurious. So if you want a more cozy, inviting feel, go with a warm white LED light. If you're looking for something more crisp, well then go with a more modern look. Cool white or daylight LEDs are your best friends. Next, let's talk about your countertops. The first thing we want to do is what? I say it all the time. We want to make sure that we declutter our counter spaces. If you're not using certain appliances, especially the bigger ones, and you can put those things away, put them away. The days of using our appliances to decorate with are gone. We don't want to decorate our countertops with our appliances, so go ahead and put your appliances away. Let's declutter our appliances, let's declutter our countertops, and create a more cleaner step palette to go with. Here is where you can start to add more decorative items, like adding like a nice little book stand with some books. You can also add these small mini lamps if you want to. You can add a small little vase with some flowers. Bring an interest to each space. If you're making like a coffee bar, you want to try to get some nice containers to store your different syrups and so forth in. Get rid of all the branded containers and get containers that will make the space feel more uniform and thoughtful, like you thought the whole process out. That's the main thing in design. thinking the process through and fulfilling that. So get rid of all the branded containers and make everything similar and uniform in your space. The next tip I want to talk about is using what color you're going to be using in your space. Are you going to be painting your cabinets out? Are you going to be using contact paper if you live in an apartment to change up the color of your cabinets? However, make sure that that is okay with management for your apartment. If you want to do any painting in your home, definitely prep your doors properly first before you start painting. Don't just start throwing paint up there. You want to degrease your doors in your kitchen. Then you want to give them a light sanding, and then is when you want to prime, and after priming, then you can start to add your color. So changing up the color of your cabinets will definitely elevate your space. And you know, we're kind of moving away from that white kitchen, and we're starting to add some more colors. That's what we designers are doing. We're adding more color to the spaces versus having that white on white cabinets. However, if you can't do that, then try to use simple things to bring color into your space. Maybe you want to use a colored vase, you want to put a bouquet of flowers, bringing color into the space if you don't have the option or the finances to go ahead and change the color of your cabinets. So if your cabinets are outdated, don't worry. A fresh coat of paint or even peel and stick contact paper can transform and completely change your space. Go for white or deep navies or soft grays for that luxurious touch. The next thing we're gonna look at is swapping out our faucet. Now, swapping out your faucet used to be a big deal. It is not a big deal anymore because we can find beautiful looking affordable faucets on Amazon. So try to swap out your faucets in your space. However, when swapping out your faucet, make sure to check to see the type of faucet that you currently have. When you remove that faucet, do you have one hole or do you have 3 holes? That will determine what type of faucet you need to get for your space. And if you want to switch to a 1-hole faucet, make sure that the faucet that you're purchasing comes with a cover so that you will be able to hide the other 2 holes for your hot and your cold water. So changing out your faucets, it used to be a big deal. It's not a big deal anymore, and it's pretty affordable. Okay guys, so if you're enjoying these tips thus far, go ahead and hit that like button. Okay, you don't have to wait till the end to hit the like button. Go ahead, hit the like button, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Now let's get into the second half of today's video. The next thing we're going to talk about is your seating. Okay, if you have a small space like I have here, you want to make sure that your seating kind of match in terms of the fabrics. You want the textures and the fabrics to kind of relate to each other because you don't have a huge space, and that is the trick in making a small space work. When you have too many different colors, too many different textures going on in a small space, somebody gonna want to be the boss up in here. Okay, and I'm the only boss up in here. So you want to watch the textures that you're using. So if you're getting bar stools, you're getting dining chairs or kitchenette chairs, you want them to be very similar, if not almost the same pieces, right? Or the same design style. You have to think on these things when you're purchasing your seating. However, if you have a more larger space where the kitchenette and the dining room, the living room and the kitchen are not that close but you have a really big space, then try to select at one of these areas to bring some type of interest into the space. You want to add some kind of color at one of them, not both, not all three, right? Probably your bar stools can be a really nice texture or a different color to the rest of the space. However, you want their style profile to be the same, right? Your dining chairs, they're still visual to the bar stools. You want the style profiles to be the same. And remember, you need to select what you're going to be doing. Am I going to be doing a farmhouse modern style? Am I going to be doing traditional style in my home? Am I going to be doing contemporary, modern? What is the style of your home? So when you start to purchase your seating or your furniture pieces, you want to look for pieces that falls within that design style. If you put too many different design styles together, your space is going to look a mess. I'll try to find a nice word for it, but your space is going to start to look a mess. So you need to determine, what is my design style? What do I want to go with? Am I changing my design style out completely? That can get kind of pricey. So go ahead, make your decision, to each their own. But make sure that you're not putting more than 2 design styles together, and make sure that you're matching the right design styles with each other, okay? If you're renovating your kitchen, I can help you do that. I can hold your hand through the process. So if you need my design services, go ahead and check down in the description and you can contact me for more information. On that note, guys, let's continue these tips to a luxurious kitchen. If you have open shelving, if you guys remember the open shelving that I did in my home before I sold it, have a beautiful dishes that you can display on this open shelving. Open shelving always adds the right touch to any space. So doing open shelving in your kitchen, if you have space for it, is beautiful. Even if you live in an apartment and you have that empty space, you can definitely put open shelving out, because it's just easy when you remove it to just put a little bit of putty. But open shelving can be decorated in such a beautiful way. You can use dishes to decorate it. You can use vases, you can use books, you can use, like, the list goes on and on and on. So definitely doing open shelving in your space is definitely a yes. And here is a bonus tip. I can't believe you guys didn't ask, why didn't she mention that? I can't believe it. Mirrors, right? Adding mirrors to your space. Yes, it's a kitchen, but most kitchen have like a kitchenette attached to it, like mine do, and you want to add a nice mirror, right, to reflect the light and to give the space some depth. Make your space look a little bit more bigger. So if you have walls that you can add a nice big mirror to, go ahead and do that. You don't have to use actual artwork with pictures, color all the time. You can use mirrors. Mirrors does something amazing to a space. And who don't want to check themselves on their way to the kitchen? Okay guys, that's it for today's video on my tips to give you a more luxurious looking kitchen. These easy and a budget-friendly upgrades can totally transform your kitchen into a luxurious space. If you found this tip helpful, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And go ahead and leave me a comment down in the description of what you're thinking to do to upgrade your kitchen to look more luxurious. On that note, guys, don't forget, don't allow your budget to dictate your design. Always remember, never let your budget dictate your style, but create a space that you love. Design for life.